Hey, welcome to the Focused and Fulfilled podcast. We're here to help you find passion and personal accomplishment while remaining present with all the mom things with your kids, with your husband, and all that. Whether you have maybe a hobby or whether you're trying to build a business like we are, or maybe you're just trying to find some sort of passion outside all the mundane things, we're going to teach you how you can zero in on your passions and arrange your life to achieve fulfillment as an individual, as a mom, and grow even deeper fulfillment in motherhood. So we are the Busy Boss Mamas. We're a sister team. I'm Stephanie Mitchell. This is my awesome sister, Crystal Borgeson. So we're so happy you're here today. We are going to chat a little bit about a few ways that you can help reduce clutter in your home. I think especially we each have 6 kids, so things accumulate. Like you end up with just a lot of stuff, right? And sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, I have this, I'm never going to get everything organized. I'm never going to get everything under control in my space. And so we've kind of out of necessity, I guess, found just some different things that we do in our homes to kind of, I mean, not that we're perfect, but I think that all moms can share some kind of like, oh, this is what's worked for me, right? So
Yeah.
we have a few things that we've done and a few tools that we want to share with you today. So um,
Well,
let's
and
just,
also on the note of clutter, like you don't want to have a bunch of clutter around. It affects your mood and it
yep,
affects your ability to focus. And since this podcast is all about helping you out and like getting stuff together so that you can have time and energy and the mind, a clear mind to be able to work on something that you're passionate about and to be the best mother you can be. You can't have a zillion things around distracting you and making you feel heavy and like overwhelmed when there's a lot of stuff around and it doesn't have a specific place. You're just going to be overwhelmed and not be able to think or focus, and then by the end of the night you're a failure again.
yeah, I love that word heavy. It feels heavy and you feel frazzled. The more
Yes.
crap you have around in your space, the more frazzled you feel. And it's funny because even like if you have one of my trouble spots in my house is like my counter where I throw like mail or papers or whatever you just don't like know what to do with at the time. And it does stress me out, but even just like straightening them into a straight pile because they take up less space, it's not like it
Yes.
still is on my mind that, oh my gosh, I got to deal with all that mail or whatever it is. It still feels better that it's tidier. And yeah, if you want to, I think that is what leads to this feeling of constant, oh my gosh, I'm such a failure. I can't get my stuff together when things are just cluttery everywhere. So,
Yeah.
obviously there's so many cool things out now, like the simplifying your life and becoming minimalist and all those kinds of tips. Um, I feel like maybe it's an excuse, but I'm like, can you really be a minimalist when you have so many kids? I'm like, and you homeschool, there's so many things we have to have, like the school books and
Yeah. As a
all the kids'
homeschooler
clothes.
and
Yeah.
military person, like the bulk of the weight when we move is it's not furniture. It's not furniture, it's the massive amounts of books that I have.
Hmm. Yeah, it's true. So, I mean, that's a whole separate topic. I feel like organizing all that crap. But as far as decluttering, so
Yeah, but this
there's
is the first step in all of it. In all of organization is the declutter part.
well, and decluttering, I think it's important to remember. It's like it's an ongoing thing. Like if you just and
Mhm.
if like anything else, and we talk about this a lot, if you just can do a little bit at a time and stop, you can't be obsessed with perfection. Perfection is, I swear, just a killer of joy. Like if
Yes.
you so many of us are like, I really have this like my basement storage room is trashed and I just really have to go through and it's stressing me out so bad, but I know it's going to take me a whole day worth of work and I don't have a whole day. And so you just end up piling more crap up and you don't take the day to do it. One of the best things you can do is just be like, okay, I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes a day and work on this thing for 5 minutes. I mean, everybody can find 5 minutes a day. I know that like I swear every time, like I really try to manage my time on social media. Like I'm not constantly on there, but like I swear every time I'm like, I just need to go look up this one thing in this Facebook group or whatever, I'm going to end up on Facebook for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just so,
Which
I
then
mean,
I look at it and I'm like, that was 15 minutes that I could have been working on something else. That's 15 minutes I could have been exercising. All that
yeah,
time I didn't have to exercise.
exactly. So maybe those times it could be like, all right, after I set my timer for 5 minutes to do some decluttering, I will get on and look this thing up on Facebook
Yeah.
or whatever. But so I got this 5 minute decluttering idea from Fly Lady. I don't know if you've heard of Fly Lady, but she's awesome. That's like a really good tip for getting your house kind of just some good routines. If you go to flylady.net, she has all sorts of like, we talked about zones in the house a few weeks ago on our podcast. I talked about
Yeah.
like the kingdoms that I have my kids do. That idea was based on her zone cleaning. And she just says like everybody has that room in their house or that area that's like kind of the catch-all. Spend 5 minutes a day in there. I mean, that could be, you know, kind of shifted around to be like, okay, my linen closet is really getting out of hand, so I'm going to spend 5 minutes a day in it. And um that doesn't mean get in there and pull everything out. Like I know that when we picture cleaning out our fridge or cleaning out the pantry, what do you picture? Your counters covered in all the cans, all the things that you
Yes.
take out of your
This
pantry because
was
you think,
this was the other day I had the kids clean out the refrigerator and that's what it looked like. I was like, I had just told them to just wipe down the like shelves and I come home and they've taken everything out, which is good because they did a really good deep clean job in my fridge. Looks really good. But I was happy I wasn't taking it out because that's exactly why I had procrastinated doing it myself. As I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to pull everything out and put it all around, and it's gonna take me an hour.
yeah, I think it's getting out of that mindset. It's okay. Sometimes you literally have to self coach yourself and be like, no, Stephanie, like it doesn't mean I have to spend 2 hours on the refrigerator. It's really okay. Like the world is not going to collapse. There's not going to be a huge earthquake if you
Nobody's
clean out one
arresting you.
shelf. Yes, if you clean out one shelf of the fridge, if you're like, crap, something like tipped over and spilled in there, it really is okay. It really is okay to be like, I'm cleaning out the one shelf in the fridge, take it out, wipe it down, put it back. It's okay to do that. It's okay to clean out one drawer or even start on one drawer a little bit or anything. Like you can do 5 minutes
Yeah.
of decluttering anything. Just don't, I think that's what stops us is we feel like you have to do it right. You have to do it all. And we grew up where it was like, if you can't do it right, don't do it at all.
Yes. I know. And I even struggle with this, like with the
Oh yeah.
closet, because and I know there are more perfectionists out there who are like, but if I'm in the pantry and I'm trying to rearrange it, I need to rearrange everything at the same time. And you can't rearrange one shelf because you have to rearrange the whole thing because you got to maximize its efficiency and where you're going to reach stuff and you're going to do all that. Well, that's fine and dandy, but you're going to have to set other time aside for that. Like right now, we're talking about pull out, maybe some expired jars, wipe the bottom of the shelf down,
Mhm.
uh, refill. Like I have like jars in there, and so that I don't have a bunch of bags, so it stays a little more organized. Fill up like any bags that I just put in there because I didn't have time to put it in the jars, just that kind of stuff. And
Yeah. We're talking
not
about every
full on
day, a couple minutes.
organization.
Yeah. Not the time that you're going to, okay, I'm going to take today and I'm going to do this big old job. Like we all do that sometimes, but we're talking daily things. And then, we have a couple other things. Just, I mean, every mom has their things, and I'm sure you have your awesome little tips that you found too. So we'll just share a
So
couple of
share
things.
those.
So one of the things that I do, like, because we have, kids' clothes that are always coming in and out, and like I find that, sometimes the kids have so many clothes, and then it comes to a point where I'm like, do you even like these clothes? Like, because they'll be like, I don't have any pants, and I'm like, go get. Yes, you do. I know you have 8 pairs of pants in your drawer. Well, I don't like them, and I'm like, well, if you don't like them, why are they even in your drawer? So
Yeah.
let's put them in the bag to go to the Goodwill, right? So I keep a bag, just a big garbage bag, in the corner of my bedroom, which is not beautiful. Okay. But it makes me have a place that I do keep like going through the kids' clothes. So I could hide it under my bed or whatever. But anyway, if the kids have clothes they don't like, I have that right there. I don't have to worry about taking it to the basement or feeling like, oh, I'll go through it when I have time to make a run to the Goodwill. Like I just keep a bag and I fill it up and then I'll toss it in my trunk when it's full.
Yep.
And so even if I have clothes that I'm looking at in my closet and I'm like, gosh, I haven't even worn this forever, I'm just going to put it in the bag. And then that prevents me from thinking that having the idea that I'll get to it when I have time to come in and clean out my whole closet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you're like, this doesn't fit anymore. Oh, I don't like that anymore. Or with the kids, especially if you've got like different ages and they're coming through and they're the same sex, you know, the girls' clothes and the boys' clothes, then I have 2 boxes for mine. I have one that needs to be sorted out and arranged into my like the next kid's size up bin. And then I have my Goodwill box. It's because I know I don't have time to go and take every size 4 pair of pants and put it into the boys bin for size 4 for the next one. And then I do it twice a year. I will go through and pull the bins out of different sizes of kids' clothes and put all the ones I've pulled out and rearrange them and, you know, pull out winter clothes or spring clothes or whatever the season's changing, and then put in all the past seasons in there. So I'm getting rid of all the baby's clothes as he gets bigger, and then all the kids' clothes as they get going. I sort them into their sizes and stuff into the bins in the closet, but I don't go and stick them in there every time something comes through that no longer fits somebody.
Right. You just kind of have to do whatever you can to make things easier so that you're eliminating the barriers that are stopping you from doing stuff. If you're finding yourself procrastinating certain things that need to be done and it's clogging up your brain space and you're feeling like crap about it, like, oh my gosh, I really need to do this or that thing. What is it that's stopping you from doing that thing? And is there a way that you can make it a little bit easier to make yourself do a little bit at a time? So
bite-sized chunks.
Bite-sized chunks. And Crystal, what were you saying about was that your box in your laundry room you were telling me about?
Yeah, my box in my laundry room. I have one box of stuff and I'll even go around. I even have a dollar store basket. I got a dollar store basket, like at the real dollar store, the one that I guess everything's $1.25 there now, but it used to be $1. And I got this little basket, and I'll even go around sometimes when we're doing the like cleanup like this, and I'll go to the kids basket and I'll be like, I'm just going to gather one basket worth of toys that the kids aren't playing anymore. And then I'll go and dump it into my box in the laundry room of stuff that goes to the Goodwill.
Right. It's just nice to have some place that you can just chuck stuff that you see that you're like, oh yeah, we need to get rid of that. Or, oh yeah, I need to put that in storage or whatever. And you don't have to wait until you're going to go do it all. And then one other thing I was thinking of,
and you need some place to put it. So you've got to have a box or a bag or a basket or a whatever it is.
Right. A note on the basket thing. I like to have a basket. I know you do this too. A basket or something upstairs or downstairs or from one area of the house to another, whatever your situation is in your house, but like have a basket of things that are going to go downstairs. So if you're upstairs and you're like, oh man, I need to put this away, rather than taking the time to go downstairs 50 times and put things away, just toss it in your basket that's going to go downstairs with you when you go down, or to the back room with you when you go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do that too. Like if I have stuff that needs to be put away in my bedroom, that I'll just put it in a certain place or in a basket. And then when I'm going back to my bedroom, I'll just take it and put it away that way. So it saves time. And one thing that I've needed to clean out forever is my filing cabinet. And it's been stressing me out for literally years, you guys, like literally years. I'm like, oh my gosh, this seriously has files from like when we lived in California 15 years ago. And, you know, like I don't know, whatever's in there, you know, mortgage papers from our first home and stuff like that. So rather than, for the longest time, I'm like, when am I going to have time to clean out this filing cabinet? I'm like, okay, I'm going to go through one file a day. And I've kind of gotten out of the habit of it this last couple weeks, but I was doing one file a day, and man, it really does, like, the compound effect, it adds up. You're like, man, this is going by fast, and it really doesn't take that long. It takes me less time than it takes when I get distracted with Facebook just
Yeah.
to do one thing. And I have a box by the shredder that I just toss the things in that need to be shredded. And then every so often I'll allow the kids to shred it because they think it's fun. And, you
Yeah.
know,
Well, and it really helps. Like if you have the compound effect really is there. And the more that you get in the habit of just kind of doing this and grabbing things, it helps put you in the habit of just having a better eye for the things that you don't need anymore and you're not going to use. So it's easier to just pick them out and throw them into your box and to just get it all done. And one thing I tell my kids about their bedrooms, and we've timed this on multiple occasions. If you just clean up and spend the 5 minutes in your bedroom a day cleaning it up, like even if they're not making their bed, but like throwing your dirty clothes away in the thing, grabbing any garbage, putting books or toys away, just doing those little things, the time spent doing that is significantly less than when on Saturday I have to spend 8 hours going through it. 10 minutes
right.
a day is far shorter than the 8 hours it's going to take me on Saturday because I don't know what it is you've done in this bedroom. And now we have to sort through all of it.
Everything, all their
Every
clothes are out
little thing.
again. Yeah. You don't know what's dirty. You don't know what's clean. They've let so much get on the floor that then they end up throwing it all in the dirty hamper, even though half of it's clean. Like,
Yeah, it's insane. And it's the same with our cupboards and our things. If we're going through and we're regularly keeping kind of an eye out for stuff that we're going to get that we don't need anymore, we're not using, then as you do this like 5 minutes a day, your brain will get better at recognizing right away and be like, oh, you know what? That's expired. I think I'm going to throw that away. Oh, you know what? I think this towel has a hole in it. I'm just going to hurry and get rid of that. And so you start doing it and it becomes a habit also. So
right.
you're not necessarily having to take 5 minutes every single day for those things anymore. Now you're getting into deeper things that you wanted to do. It's not so much about the coat closet in the front room anymore.
Right. Right. It's just becomes a habit. And we need to really be focusing on creating habits in our routines so
Yes.
that we can feel this is all about what it means to be intentional in your life. And the more intentional you are about everything, the more intentional you're going to be about other things to the point that you recognize and you have that awareness of being intentional. Because so many people just live their life. And that really is what leads to like the cycle of depression and stuff. Like, I'm just living my
Yes.
life. I got no plan. I don't work. Like, I just get up, I do the things, I go to work, I come home, I do the same damn thing every day. Like,
Yep.
you have to choose the way you want to live and be intentional about it every single day.
Yep.
And that is what leads to focus and fulfillment, period.
Yep. You do.
So,
And if you've just got little kids or something at home, um, and you're feeling like all I'm doing is cleaning up after these little kids or whatnot, well, then you need a hobby. Get off their phone. You need
yeah,
to find something that you're passionate about. And especially if you're younger, like get on the train now of getting these things in
yes,
order, because all of us older moms know that it just compounds and gets worse.
it does. It just compounds and gets worse. And if you ignore the little fire within you that says, like, this is just mundane, I need to put my heart, I need to have something to strive for, I need to have something beyond just this. That's the first step, is be intentional every day about whatever it is that you're doing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you know, you're like, just be intentional about what you're doing. Know what your goal is for every day. Have a goal every day and
Yeah.
and do that, because this is what happens to moms, is just that constant feeling of like, I don't have anything that feeds my soul. I do the same thing every day. Like,
Yep.
you know,
And we see that a lot. And, we'll do a podcast about finding stuff, hobbies, passions, um, anything, because I know I see it in a lot of groups, moms who are like, I need something else. I've absolutely got to have something else because I'm just dying and drowning in the same old hamster wheel routine.
yeah. so many people are stuck in that. And guess what? Your time's going to go by the same, whether you're utilizing it or not. It's just
Yep.
a matter of whether you're going to look back 10 years from today and be like, I grew. I've really worked towards something.
Yep.
Or whether it's like, wow, this is just the same crap every day.
Yep.
So
So
anyway, those are our tips for today. Hopefully that was helpful. I know it's just like some simple little things, but I think that in the middle of it all, when we get stuck in the whirlwind of all the things at home, having a couple little things can be helpful. And maybe that spurred some ideas for you to be like, oh yeah, I could do this other little thing. And if you have ideas of what, works for you, we'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
At support@busybossmama.com, or, in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or
yep.
whatever.
In the comments. And also, if you need help with your focus and finding your purpose and finding fulfillment, then check us out at busybossmama.com/focused.
Yeah, we have an awesome 5-day challenge to help you get off the hamster wheel of feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel like a failure at the end of every day. Awesome little 5
Yep.
days of transformation.
Yep.
Focus and fulfilled in 5 days. We'll talk to you
Bye,
guys next
guys.
week. Bye, guys.